Hey, what's up guys? Today we're gonna build a submarine and this was requested a ton. Thank you so much for all the comments. Like always, if you want your comment to be in the video or if you want your build to be in the video, just leave a comment down below and if it gets chosen, I will definitely put you in the video. Now, just some quick information about the submarine. It's 150 blocks long and the diameter of the circle is 13 blocks. So that is if you want to build this exact thing. Now what I wanted to do with this is build a circle and then move that all the way over to the right and all the way over to the left. Basically up until the point where it starts to form into a point kind of shape. And you'll see that very much on the right side in a second. Now I know you guys would probably have guessed me doing this with World Edit, but because I saw a lot of comments saying how people want to try and build stuff on console or whatever, or they don't have World Edit, I decided to make this little circle-y shape. I decided to do that by hand and not do it with World Edit, so hope you guys appreciate that. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make a quarter of this thing and then I am gonna do World Edit to switch it around, but you basically have to build that 3 times, while I'm only gonna do it 1 time for the video. So I made 2 lines and they start off on the left and they go up in a nice smooth motion. Then I connected those both lines in a straight way. You just saw that. Now what I'm just doing is very easily, you just want to practice this. Place down blocks until it turns into a circular shape. You want to put more blocks in the center and less blocks the more you go outwards. It's finicky at the start, but just practice with it, guys. Like you're never gonna get this first time if you have never practiced this before. You need to practice these types of things and you'll get a feeling for this, trust me. So like I said, I'm copying this around a quarter, so I'm copying a quarter 3 times around until I have a nice little kind of a pencil shape. It looks kind of like a pencil. Now we're going to do the other side, but this one is going to be more pointy. It's going to be less of a slope. But still, I have to make that line, so you'll just see that right there again. I start off very gradually with 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and 6. I do that on the top and on one side. Then I connect those both with just a straight staircase, just to make it easy for myself to fill in the nice blocks like I'm doing right here. And then you want to start making a circular shape and just keep adding blocks until you are happy with the result, because there's no rush to this. You can just keep adding and taking away blocks. And I'm gonna actually spice this up with some slabs near the end, and it's pretty cool, but for now this already looks pretty nice. Now same thing here, I'm gonna copy this all the way around 3 times once again, and we have a nice little thing. It looks like a pill. It's like a both-sided pencil, I guess. Now, of course, a submarine has this cool thing sticking out. By the way, I just changed this whole thing to black wool because I thought it wasn't dark enough, so there you go. Now, I'm not sure what to call this. Maybe you guys in the comments can help me, but it's like a telescope that goes up where you can see, or where the captain sits. I have no idea, actually. Don't quote me on this. Now, the shape of this thing is sort of like a raindrop. It looks pretty cool. Now I'm gonna make a couple of wings, I would call them, or like fins that stick out, and later on we're gonna make them more cool with some slabs, but for now they're just made with some dark wool, just dark black wool. Super simple. Now I'm gonna raise this entire thing up with World Edit like by 1 block, I think, but first we're gonna create like the telescope and pipes that are on top of this cool thing. Now it has lots of pipes. I don't know what each one is for, but later on I'm gonna also put I think it's a radar, a little half slab of quartz on it just to give it some effect, and we have a little tiny window on the front there in the middle. It's very hard to notice because it's dark glass as well, but it's very, very subtle. Now like I said, I'm going to smooth out the corners because this thing doesn't have sharp edges. It has like round edges, so the best we can do in Minecraft is with slabs or stairs. So I chose the front over there of the wings were made out of slabs as well, just to give it a nice little effect. And we actually made 3 trapdoors in the top of this thing. I think it would have 3. I'm not really basing this off of a real thing, but I think it would sort of have 3. Now, I started with the slabs on the front of the nose, and you might like this or dislike this. You don't have to do this, but in my opinion, it makes it look better. Now, it would look even better if we had some dark colored slabs, and I like the effect of the dark wood the most. I don't like the nether brick because it's kind of red, and I'd rather go for brown darkish. I think that looks better, so I chose these types of slabs. If we had dark black slabs, I would have perfectly chosen those. So I made a couple lines along the side with some stairs just to give it some smooth effects, and doing the same thing on the back here. Now this is all up to you. If you don't want to do this, that's okay. It doesn't look that good, but it still gives it a nice effect in my opinion, and it also gives it a bit of color. Now I also put down buttons around the trapdoors. Don't ask me why, but it's a nice cool addition of detail. Also going around in rings. Now I'm not going fully around this thing because they're going to be underwater by half. We're going to move it down with rolled edit. I'm just building it above the water so you guys can see the bottom side that I'm doing. Now if you could place buttons on the water, I would have went all the way around, so we would have a ring of buttons, basically of bolts sticking through. I think that's what it would be. Now here is where I'm putting it into the water. We're also going to make some nice effect with some waves and cobwebs. That's how we're going to do make it seem like it's moving and actually going through the ocean right now, and just standing still, laying still, floating still, actually I would say. So I moved this whole thing, the captain room I'm going to call it now, or bridge. Doesn't matter. I moved it 3 blocks forward because I wanted it to be more nose heavy instead of top heavy. If that makes sense, I'm not sure. Now I actually made the slope of this more subtle, so it's not like boom going up. It goes more with a gradual slope, and it made it look nicer in my opinion. These are all additions or changes that you can do later on. You don't have to do it right away. Now unfortunately you do need roll edit to do this trick, but I'm gonna use a block, it doesn't matter, diorite, and place it where I want sort of the waves to be. And I'll just place more towards the front because that's where it breaks the water waves, and then less towards the back. Now I'm gonna copy that over, change a couple things here and there so it's not exactly copied. And there's also a layer underneath the water just to give it a little bit of effect, like it would have a wave. Now with a roll edit command, I'm going to change all the diorite into cobwebs. Now up close this doesn't look that insane or good. I mean it does from this angle, but if you look really up close to the cobweb you'll see that it's cobweb of course. But this is more meant to give it a nice effect of when you look at it from a longer distance. Now on the back, please don't forget this, we need to add some tail wings and the tail wing that goes up. So 2 on the side and 1 on the top, basically like a plane has it. Pretty much the same thing. Then I added a couple buttons for detail and we made the propeller, really simple with some cobblestone walls. And guys, that's it. Very simple actually, but it's still very cool looking. Now if you enjoyed this video, definitely drop a like rating. It would mean a lot to me if we could reach a couple hundred likes. That would be insane. Now also don't forget to leave a comment and telling me what to build, and if it gets chosen I will put you in the video, and thank you. Also don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.